What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here and seeing these charts for the first time, what you're looking at is the AlgoBox software. This is a multi-time frame, multi-confluence trading system, and it has some of the best signals I've ever seen. Today, I just want to go over a couple charts. Part of this is for my own review, so the material can just sink deep into my brain, and also for anyone trying to understand these concepts. I've been learning this stuff for the past couple of months, and I personally have fallen in love with trading off the Bollinger Bands, this thing right here. I think this is the best Bollinger Band strategy out here. I've never seen anything like this. I've looked for years and have found nothing close to it. I found these type of signals to be super unique and powerful, and I don't want to go too deep into what each of them means. I just want to do a simple recap. But if any of this seems interesting to you, you could definitely try this out for free. On the website, there's an in-depth documentation about all this. Link in the description. Anyways, let's check out these charts and get into it. So what you're looking at here is 5 different charts. Each one is a different time frame. Going from left to right, this is the highest time frame down to the lowest here. Very simple. I'm just looking for Bollinger Band bounces on a higher time frame and going down to a lower time frame for multiple signals stacked up at this bounce. So it's like a mega stack. I'm looking for just a ton of signals stacked up together. And so here we have a bounce off the band. I like to wait for a price to get to the bands. And what's cool about these is they turn green or red depending on which direction you want to go towards. So in this case, it turned green. This is when I started to look at the lower time frames for trade. So here we go. We have a bounce, and right here we had a triangle with a dot. This triangle means there is a divergence, and this dot is a fib dot. That's what we call it. And this is the strongest version of this dot. It's this blue color. There's 2 other colors. And over here on this next chart, which is a smaller time frame, we have another dot that lined up at this same pivot area. And then this is the smallest time frame right here. And we had a lot of things going on here. We had these vertical text signals that we call ready DD. It has to do with delta. We had 2 dots here. These are 2 strong dots as well. We call this the super dot. And then we had this fib dot, or we call that a double dot. There's a lot of different things happening here. But check this out. We had a bounce. That's one thing. We had 2 signals here. That's 3 signals already. Then we had 4th signal, and then all this, let's just say 5, 6, 7, 8. So we had 8 things all happening at this Bollinger Band touch, and I'm looking to get in. So what I normally like to do is once I see all this, I get in with a market order. I generally like to do a 40 tick target. So that would be somewhere around here, stop loss about here. I'm pointing at this chart just because this is what I'm mainly looking at is the Bollinger Bands. As you can see, I have an ATM here of 40 stop loss, 40 take profit. So I get in like around here or just whenever I see everything line up. I do like to see that this turned green. So I know more or less as confirmation that there is a bounce and there was a touch. And I'll look to get in around here. I'll put a stop loss around here, which is around here, kind of behind all the signals, and then I'll ride it up for about 40 ticks. Sometimes on a strong day, I'll try to touch the upper band, so from band to band, but generally I'm looking just to get out at 40 ticks. This is the NQ. 40 ticks with 1 contract is $200. All right, so let's check out the next chart. Same situation here. Looking right here for a Bollinger Bands touch. We get it right here. The bands are red. So now I'm looking for the lower time frames for some sort of signal. On this middle chart, I need something. I need some sort of signal, a triangle, a dot, a box, or something. And within AlgoBox, there's a handful of signals. You have triangles, dots, boxes, vertical text, these crosses. They all do something very specific. So Bollinger Band touch, we had this triangle right here, there's a divergence, and then another triangle here. So now I'm looking for the lower time frames for something. We do get some here. We have a dot here, a red dot, plus a ready DD, which has to do with delta. But what I really liked the most was this right here on the lowest time frame. We have a lot of things happening here. We have a triple dot, so we have 1, 2, 3 red dots. You see this red one? This is a strong signal, but the pink is the strongest. And here we have a cross, so we call this a headshot. This right here as well, we have a ready DD. This tells us take the next play. That's a concept when we see this vertical text. and it's basically getting ready for that next play. And it all lined up here, 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 and here. And this is where I decided to short. I put my stop loss here and I got out on around 40 ticks. You can see the move went much further down to the lower Bollinger Bands. And yeah, that's kind of how I like to see that. Again, reading from left to right, looking for multiple signals across all these four charts. And that's a big part of this strategy. And this is the last chart. Same concept, just waiting for price. It's gyrating here, waiting for price to get to the bands. Boom, it gets to the bands. Bands turn red. Cool. Now I'm looking for something on the lower time frames. We get it. So this area is right here. And we get a red fib dot, which is a strong signal as well. This is at a timing line. You see these vertical lines here. These are timing lines. This is a large and king timing. And you could definitely go into the documentation and read about all this. This is some very powerful timing lines here. I see that. I like it. Now I'm looking for the smaller time frame chart. We get another one here, plus this vertical text signal, plus a cross. So there's a lot happening here. This is a headshot, plus a super dot. You kind of call it a super dot at these king timing lines. And then I went into a smaller time frame and saw more. So we have here two ready DDs, actually three. This is what we call a Titanic zone. And this is a nice shift in the market. We're looking for a shift now. So now we have all this stacked up, basically a mega stack. I'm going to coin that for now. We got a mega stack going on here. And you can see starting from this pivot point where it all generated from, we had a very nice move down on the NQ. This is futures, by the way. Very, very powerful stuff. So yeah, that was the last chart. Just wanted to do a quick recap. If any of this seems interesting to you, you could download this, try it out. And there's a documentation on the site. You could learn more about all these concepts. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace. By the way, if you want to see what this looks like in real time, check out this video right here.